Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Tell us your name. Tell us your full name.
I am Belle Lorraine Mustapher Behling.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am currently 71 years old, thanks be to God.
Okay. What is your date of birth?
My date of birth is January the 11th, 1954.
Okay. Tell me something about you first.
Well, I'm a retired teacher who still works part-time in the school system. I love teaching. Currently, I'm working with students who have deficiencies in math.
Okay. Um, Tell me before, what did you, your teaching profession, what did you teach during your teaching career?
I have taught several of the grades, but my most favorite is the kindergarten grade
Why?
because they're young, they're waiting to learn, and they're eager to learn.
And tell me about the students now that you're teaching that have some challenge, some math challenges. How does that work?
Well, currently I am teaching grades 2 through 5 in small groups doing math. I find that my weakest students are my fifth graders. They just do not learn some of those underlying skills, and it's caught up with them.
Now, just to define the math problem, the types of math that you're talking about.
I'm talking about numbers in operation. Numbers in operation has to do with addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. Also, it has to do with place value, knowing your numbers 1 through 1,000 for your third graders and 1 through a million for your fourth and fifth graders.
Now, when I was in high school or elementary school hundreds of years ago, we call that basic math.
Yes, it's still being called basic math, but it's under the operations that we call numbers in operation.
So, basic math, trig, geometry, and calculus are still part of the system.
Yes, but not with elementary school. They do not do trigonometry, but they do algebra and geometry, which has to do with shapes and some formulas.
Tell me about your family.
Oh, well, I'm married to Lemuel Behling Jr. We have 2 children and we have 5 grandchildren.
What are your children's names?
My children are Kimberly Pinkston and Araya Granger.
Okay. Tell us about your grandchildren.
Let me back this up.
Okay.
I said Araya Granger. That's not correct. So let me correct that.
Okay.
My daughter's name is Jagaya Granger. My grandchild is Araya. That's her name.
Okay. And the rest of them, the other, what, 5 or
Oh,
6 or
yeah.
7?
I have a grandson whose name is Aiden. I have a grandson whose name is Xavier. And I have granddaughters, Araya, Rylan, and Nala.
Okay. Tell me something about them.
Well, they're all in school. Of course, they're doing quite well. Araya McCrae is my oldest grandchild.
That's the one that I know.
Yes,
Okay.
she's currently pursuing a nurse practitioner degree, and she's doing quite well. We hope that she makes the graduation line in 2026.
Okay. Tell us about your husband.
My husband is a devoted man to his family and to his wife. He's always concerned about everybody in the family, and he loves to fish and hunt, as well as he likes to travel, and I kind of like that.
Now, is he a successful fisherman and hunter?
Oh yes, if he goes fishing, he's gonna bring some fish back home. Now, not this year. Thus far, has he hunted and found what he needed to buy, not to buy, what he needed to find in the woods.
Okay.
Because right now you have to have antlers to be killed.
Okay. Okay. Now, tell us about your parents.
My mom's name, Beatrice Mustapher, deceased. My father's name, Jake Mustapher, deceased. We moved to Whitehall in 1963. We came from the Bluff Plantation. Although my dad did not work on the plantation, that was one of the reasons we had to move off of the plantation. But my grandfather, John, he worked on the plantation and he was there forever and evermore. Probably the last person who was on the plantation. He was a horseman and he also dealt with cows.
What's a horseman?
A horseman is just somebody who can do what they call horse whisper, get the horses to do what they want to do. It was like a trainer.
Okay. Now, you mentioned your grandfather. Do you remember your grandmother?
Yes, my grandfather John's wife's name was Lula. It's easy to remember because all of my grandparents, maternal and paternal, are the ladies are named Lula.
Okay. What about that's your grandparents on your father's side?
Paternal is my father.
Okay, and your mother.
Maternal is my mom.
Okay.
Both were named Lula.
Now, your parents though, they weren't AMEs, were they?
No, my grandmother Lula was an AME. This was her church, and she lived right around the corner from here. But my mom was a United Methodist person, as well as my dad and my grandfather John.
How did you get here?
I got here because when we made the move, they were still going back to the plantation to the church. But my mom got with Miss Eugenie, and Miss Eugenie got with her, and decided that they wanted us to come to the nearby church so we could take advantage of Sunday school as
Okay.
well as a church service and not have to travel out of this community.
Now, how did your parents influence your spiritual growth?
Um, my grandfather was a praying, singing man. My mom was a praying, singing person. I don't know why I don't have that voice, but it's okay. My dad sang, and once he sang even in a group. I could not believe that, but he did long time ago. I think it was called the Carlton Spiritual Leaders that he sang with. But I was influenced through my mom and Vera Michigini to come and start this church. I'll be joined into this church in 1963.
Okay. Tell us about, do you have any siblings?
Of course I do. I have 2 brothers and I have 3 sisters. My oldest sister's name is Ruthie Mustapher Belle. My second oldest sister is Dolores Mustapher Hodges. And the baby sister is Georgia Mustapher Middleton.
That's the one that I know.
Okay. And then I have 2 brothers, Larry Graham and Nathaniel Pensy.
What are your early memories of, at that time, it would have been Jerusalem?
Yes, it was when we started coming to this church, my siblings and I, it was called Jerusalem AME Church.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that we always got a chance to sit on the front seat and the left side of the church with Miss Eugenie. Should we be on that seat or should we be on the corner side seat? And we were always involved, learning scriptures, performing in what was called then, Christmas program, like kids are doing now, Easter program. We always were there. And we even got to go to conventions with her in the summer.
Given your age, how did you join Jerusalem? What was the method for you joining Jerusalem?
It was declaring Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior at the altar. I was not in the wilderness. I was at the altar, okay? And then there was, a pathway performed by the preacher, the ceremony, and then, of course, the guidance by his wife and him.
So you didn't have the string tied around your head?
No, sir.
You didn't go out in the wilderness?
No, sir.
They didn't wake you up all time of night
No,
for you
sir.
to tell you, so you didn't have to tell no dreams?
No, sir.
No group
No,
decided
sir.
if you were strong enough to join, or they would send you back?
No, all I had to do was study that Bible, know some Bible verses. Every time we meet together as a group, teaching, and Shugini was teaching about the Lord, and just have to answer questions and be present to participate.
Now tell us now your current responsibilities here at Whitehall AME Church.
Well, currently, I am one of the directors of the Irene Eugenie Memorial Scholarship Fund. I'm also a steward in this church, and I'm also a Sunday school adult teacher in this church.
Okay. Given your experience at this point, where do you see yourself as going?
I see myself always praising the Lord, no matter how old I may become. I see myself as sitting back and having the younger people to take a leadership role.
So you kind of believe in succession in terms of training other folks to be, so that when your time is not here, to carry on.
Exactly.
Tell us about your wisdom as you're talking to the persons now, but talk to your great-grandparents who you've not met yet? What would you like them to know about great grandmama?
I'd like them to know that their grandmother was a woman who loved God, who relied on Him, who read the Bible every day. I want them to know that they don't need to be a follower, they need to be leaders. And that's every aspect of their lives.
What message do you leave here at Whitehall, September the whatever,
14.
14th, 2025? What message would you like to leave here today?
I'd like to leave the message that says, put God first. And if you do that, everything else that you want or need will be supplied by Him through your faith. So have faith in God.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Behling, for coming this time of morning to be a part of this interview. The purpose of this, what we're doing here at Whitehall, is preservation of memories from here as we move forward, so that those persons that may never get to meet us, that for this day they'll be able to say, this is what Sister Behling or Brother Cleveland Frazier looked like and what they sound like. And it becomes a strong message to your family, to your grandchildren who's young, but to your great grandchildren who are not here yet, for them to be able to see. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.